Exactly.
Yeah. Before we get started, I want to recognize that we usually play on the traditional land of the Haudenosaunee. Given the current circumstances, we are not playing on that location. Not all of us. Some of us are, I guess. Um,
Half of
but
us.
uh, yeah, and I also want to recognize that given that we're all doing quarantine and everything, I hope everybody listening is doing well. I hope everybody's staying healthy. And we are the FM Gamers. Welcome to the show. I'm really excited to be here this week because I have missed you guys as I do every week.
I
And
missed you
let's go
too.
around and what's everybody been doing?
I'm gonna start because
Yes, start, Lana.
I have improved initiative in real life. Um, so I am Alana Smith. You can find me on Twitter, Princess O Gaming. I think my Instagram is also Princess O Gaming, but only follow me there if you like cats. And so I have been learning about gardening.
Ooh.
Yeah. So another one of my friends who has a really awesome name, Alana Leilani, uh, and um, she's been doing streams for gardening. She's immunocompromised, so she can't leave her house at all.
Okay.
Um, and uh, and so I've been learning about gardening. And then my roommate said that I could have the little patch below my window from my room to grow whatever I wanted. So I'm gonna be attempting to grow food and go from there. So yeah. Although I'll put marigolds in because apparently marigolds help keep rabbits away.
Yeah.
But I'm also gonna put a fence because rabbits. Uh,
Do they?
Fences also help with rabbits.
We have a rabbit problem in our neighborhood too.
Yeah, I mean, if you're on the fence about it, add
Uh,
marigolds.
yeah,
uh,
yeah. No, I'm all ears.
Good thing they didn't get bitten off this past weekend. All right, I'm Jane Calvert. You can find me on Twitter at Moonchromatic. I'm not on there very much, but if you want to direct message me, I will get that thing. Um, what have I been doing? I have had the opportunity to meet some new people on the West Coast and actually work with them as clients for my business, Food Focused Nutrition. So that's been pretty rad. And I also, my partner and I have built a Discord server called Queerantine, which is a radically affirming safe space designed for LGBTQ plus folks and other marginalized identities, people with other marginalized identities, to have a gaming hub and community to organize and plan games. So if you are a queer person or a member a person with a marginalized identity, or you can agree to respect people like that, you can ping me on Twitter at Moonchromatic, and I can send you the Discord invite. You can join my server.
nice.
Very cool.
And last but not least, Jerry.
I am Jerry Meyer. You can reach me at GM Gerrymander on Gmail, Twitter, and Facebook. That's GMG Gerrymander. And pretty much the last couple of weeks, I've been doing a combination of working at the office and trying to keep the company afloat.
Hmm.
And that's now passed and things are going well. And then spending a lot of time gaming at home, doing a lot of gaming on Zoom and Roll20 and both running and playing things. So it's been a lot of fun, but it's been very, very, very busy. Lots of extra time at the office. So uh,
That
because we're an essential business, I don't isolate, so I can't
yeah.
isolate. So go ahead.
Oh no, yeah, no. I was gonna say because I was gonna mention that you were essential. So yeah, yeah. I mean, so I'm still working because our company is mostly work from home, which has been really lucky. And I've worked for a long time to get to be able to work from home. Uh, so it's kind of an interesting thing that I started that job, and then it was like, well, I don't know, everybody's now doing it. I feel like a little bit of a hipster. Just kidding. I've been, but I have been. making jokes and stuff and making funny. Nuts and Bolts, we did our first live stream on this past Saturday. We got some good feedback for it. It was a little weird. I did what I think was just a perfect impression of Governor Cuomo. Um, and yeah, and that'll be up on YouTube. But if people go to Comedy at the Carlson, you can get uh, updates as to like what's coming up over there and stuff like that. And we'll probably be doing some more because it went really well. And I'm going to be on Down with D&D this week, talking also about comedy. So
Yay.
yeah, so um, so that'll be yeah, that's what I've been kind of doing. And I've been getting ready for this wonderful program. So let's
Yay.
go around again and introduce your characters.
I'm playing Glowfree. Glowfree is a being made of light, and they have very recently learned that they're allowed to leave the mall.
Mm,
Yeah.
But otherwise, they're very fast. They can shapeshift and go through objects.
excellent.
Awesome. I'm playing Jessica Rodriguez, the spooky. Um, and oh, Jane, what did you say the name of the bookstore was?
Oh, Tomb Raider.
Tome Raider. Okay.
Tomb Raider.
Yeah. So, so last time I took telepathy as my thing, and this time I am taking mystical library. It just so happens that this mystical library is a special spot in Tome Raider.
Tomb Raider bookstore. Yeah, that makes
Mhm.
sense.
And I'm playing Chad Brosnacki, who happens to be Jessica's stepbrother. I am an initiate in the Ancient Order of the Nine Coins, and they've assigned me to the Five Corners Mall to kind of observe the strange happenings here. They've also saddled me with an apprentice, which is unusual because I'm just an initiate. And basically, I work at Stuff, which is like a kind of like Spencer's Gifts back from the 80s when it was still cool. And lots of weird things there, including you can find everything there from posters and candles to ancient magical daggers and bags full of weapons and things like that. So it's kind of fitting for the mall.
And these are the characters in the Five Corners um, campaign for the Monster of the Week role-playing game, which you can get from. I flaked on the name of the company, but you can buy it. And
Evil Hat
it's
Productions.
Evil Hat.
Published it.
It's so dumb. Yes, it is Evil Hat Productions, and it's a fun game. This is a slightly different version that takes place in a mall that happens to sit at the nexus of all time and space. And as Jane mentioned last time, Glowfree discovered that they can leave the mall, which is a new thing. As they went to a party and celebrated that Wednesday before Thanksgiving. This episode starts out with 5 months earlier. So at this time, none of you have actually met yet.
Wait, I thought we were friends for longer than.
Well, actually, I'm sorry. Chad and Jessica would probably know each other because they're
Yes.
step siblings.
Yes,
Yeah, we're step siblings.
correct.
And
Yeah.
like, yeah, no, I'm adult. I didn't go to my dad's wedding.
But this would be and of course I'm not gonna say you have to go back on your characters at all. Just keep whatever you have. But this is gonna happen before. This is the thing. This is before you really heard much about like what was going on necessarily. Chad, you newly got assigned. You recently got assigned to stuff.
Okay.
And
I like
but and you've met Gunter and everything. Jessica, you've been working there for a while, right?
Yeah.
And I think that you've probably encountered or at least seen um, the mall AI that directs people. Um,
Hmm.
but as to like, is that exactly what what they are? It's maybe a little bit unclear at this point, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Um, and we're gonna start actually um, with Chad. Chad, your car's in the shop.
Again?
Yeah, and it's a pain, but
Yep.
your boss Gunter was willing to pick you up this morning.
Okay.
So he pulls up to your house. Uh, now your car is in the shop for something maybe um, it was a dead battery or something that it corroded the connector
Oh man, the
that needs to be
alternator.
replaced. Yeah. Oh, it was an alternator. Yeah, and something. Um,
Yeah,
you're
they kept
pretty
telling me it
sure
was going to
though.
work, but
You're pretty sure though, looking at Gunter's car, that you still would be safer trying to drive your non-working car
mhm.
than this Pinto that he pulls up in. The color of the car is rust, um, but you're not sure if that's the original color of the car or if there is an original color of the car because it is just rust. Um, he directs you to the passenger side, which takes a little doing to get open. He
Right.
has to actually pull on a coat hanger to
Mhm.
open it up. And, get in, my boy. Watch your feet. And you look, and there's a hole rusted in the all the way through to the ground, and the passenger side.
I've been in this car. All right.
And yeah, and it smells of rust and old, and um, I think it probably has a number of food wrappers in the back. I don't think it's full of them
Okay.
though.
I'll just make sure there's no like food left back there.
Oh no,
Good.
nothing like that. Um, the um, but you do see it does seem like there's something moving back there. Um,
I will look back as we start to drive away. I will put my seatbelt on, and I'll kind of um, I'll pull something out of my bag and just start poking at the pile as it moves to see what's there.
without looking at you, Gunter says, "Eyes front, boy. You don't want to. You want to catch the gaze of Francis back there.
Francis,
Yes, it's a shame to try to extract stone from the passenger seat.
did you put a basilisk back there again?
No. In a Pinto? It's a cockatrice.
Oh, I'll definitely turn around and face front. I don't think they've covered cockatrices yet. All right. So what do we? So we're starting the store today.
Well,
What am I supposed to be looking for while I'm there?
you'll know. You'll know when you get there. You've been through orientation. You watched what was it? A full 3 days of videos, I believe, at corporate headquarters.
That's true.
Yes. But of course, the real test begins now.
All right. So
Um,
what's it this time? Werewolves?
oh well, yeah. Every day brings something new at the Five Corners, and I feel today there's a dark tiding. My when I drank my coffee, it was especially bitter, and I know that that's always a telltale sign.
'Cause
Plus,
the coffee was bitter.
yes, well, that, and then the Yes song was on the radio in the morning, and you learn how to read the signs as time goes on. So yes, my young apprentice, I will you will be beginning your duties today, and feel it will be a um, I feel it will be an interesting one. Also, you're going to get an apprentice of your own today.
Excuse me?
Yep.
Um,
But oh,
I don't get to approve my own apprentice.
you don't. Well, you can choose from all the options we have. It's one person.
Do you understand how many bosses I had bouncing around? I think I went through like 4 people before they finally started on you and me.
Yes. Yep. I do understand, and you had to do a lot of hard work, and it was narrowed down little by little, and then we put the call out again, and we had one application. So,
Right. I guess if you think I'm ready.
no, well,
Good answer.
I think I'll do it anyways.
All right. Let's see this then.
You're pulling up to the mall, and as you're getting out, you just happen to notice a familiar face, somebody you maybe haven't seen in a few weeks. It's Jessica.
Jessica? What? I'll
Hey,
come.
Chad.
What are you doing here? Have you come to watch me open the store?
No, I'm the opening manager for the Hot Topic.
I turn around. I look at Gunther to see. Did you have something to do with this?
He just stares at you blankly, as in whatever look you're giving him, he does not know what that means.
Oh dear. Okay.
He looks at Jessica and nods. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
I nod back, and I was like, "You're the manager for stuff, or the district manager for stuff?"
I am the district manager. Yes, and I have to go manage the district. Well, you'll be fine, boy. You've got your keys. And he walks over to his car and gets in it. And
Right. I think sometimes it's better when he's not here. So, manager at Hot Topic. Congratulations.
Thanks. He must have magic or something, because otherwise that car wouldn't have gotten here.
I'm pretty sure that car was around back, before they invented engines. So it's probably powered by demons or the souls of orphan children or something like that.
If it was powered by either of those things, it would be much louder.
A good point. You know what? I think this is why we need to bring you into this. So apparently he thinks there's weird things going on here.
All the time.
Really? You're aware of that then? What have you seen?
Ghosts.
Okay. I don't know if I've got anything in here for ghosts. Are they vengeful ghosts?
I mean, it depends. But
And we're walking through the mall.
yeah,
as
we're
having
walking
this
through the mall
conversation.
as we get.
yeah, I think you've been walking in from the parking lot.
Yeah.
And I think you're reaching the main doors that are open. Hello, Free. how long at this point have you been around?
Um, I have seen probably 15 stores close at this point and be vacant,
Okay.
and so um, it's been a while.
Okay. Okay. Um, there is there was an unusual phenomenon that happens, and you're aware of it, but it's a mystery, um, because no one is certain where they come from. They must arrive before anybody else, and nobody's ever seen them show up, and nobody's ever seen them leave. But they are in the mall every morning in comfortable shoes and in tracksuits,
Mall walker.
mall walkers.
It is a very strange phenomenon. They
They
never
are,
ask for directions, and they never are going anywhere in particular, but they are
but they
still
are,
going.
but they are furiously circumnavigating the edge of the wall as though it
Indeed.
is, yeah. Um, sometimes the group seems to grow.
Hmm.
Sometimes the group seems to shrink just a little bit, but it never shrinks in any significant way. Um,
Hmm. Yeah, they
There's
just kind of swarm and like appear out of nowhere,
yeah,
and then they are a force. And
yeah,
yeah. Hmm.
yeah. And they're gone before the mall ever opens. Like long before the mall ever opens. Um,
Okay.
yeah.
The side note, um, when working at a mall at Torrid, we had to put our sign on the inside of the line, so the mall had a specific line for the mall walkers,
Mm-hmm.
and they posted how long that line was. So it was like 2 miles or something like that, or 1.5 miles or something. So like they knew how far they had gone, however many laps they went around the mall. Um, and like our sign for Torrid had to be inside that line, so that way they could walk around it without having to get off the line.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I no. There were rules for mall walkers, um, that we had to specifically adhere to in my fruit-based technology store that I worked in, at the mall. But I won't name the company. But anyways,
Banana.
yes, Banana Computers. Uh,
Yeah, banana computers.
but yeah, they're there, and they're moving around. Um, something's different today, Glowfree.
Hmm. They
And
aren't wearing their neon shoes today. They're just plain white.
yeah, they're just plain white shoes. Um, it's a little bit strange, and they're moving a little bit stranger than usual as well. Um, Chad and Jessica,
Mm-hmm.
you head in, um, to the main door, which is the
Yep.
food court, of course. Um, all is quiet, um, and then you see, at the far edge of the food court, rounding a corner, you see the mall walkers come around,
Okay.
and you notice that there's several more workers, that mall employees that are there. Um, one of them seems like a nice young lady. Jessica, she's new. Um, you think her name is Karen or something? Um, and and she looks over to the mall walkers and she says, "Good morning." And then something
Oh
happens.
no.
Suddenly, they change their trajectory. And Glover, you can see this. They've never changed their trajectory before. And they start walking towards Karen. And they open their mouths and they start reaching for her. Yeah, and there's moaning and yeah, yeah.
Um, that's not good. I'm gonna go and try to push Karen out of the way of them,
Okay,
or protect her and keep her from getting too close to them.
Excellent. So that is a move.
It is.
Yes, for the game that we are currently playing.
It is the protect someone move that uses my tough.
That's the one.
And
Yeah.
because I am running and I am fast, I get a +1 ongoing.
Do we have a roll 20 up yet? With the rule sheet on it?
I rolled a 6 + 3 for a 9.
A 9. Okay, so you have
I suffer some or all of the harm that they were going to get because I protected them okay.
Yeah, that's an interesting one because you don't really suffer that harm too much, do you?
No, but I probably get to see right down their gullets.
Yes. Here's the thing, too. You know what? I am going to say you suffer some of the harm because they don't quite have the teeth to be effective zombies. They are just kind of trying to gum away at Karen, but you managed to get Karen out of the way. And she stumbles and she runs right into Chad.
Okay. Chad will.
Chad, does she knock you over, or are you able to stand?
Chad's gonna try to catch her as he goes down. He'll fall, then he'll try to catch her so that she doesn't collapse onto the ground.
Awesome.
So, real quick, where are our move sheets located?
I have. Here, I can send you a link.
It's in the chat. I have the chat up. So.
Okay, cool.
I have a link too. I've got a link now.
Oh, awesome.
Thank you.
Jane's faster than I am.
Only by a split second.
All right. Thank you very much. I'm gonna try to catch her.
All right. I'm gonna say you don't need to necessarily roll for that. That's a,
Okay.
unless you're trying to do it in some specifically extra cool way or something.
No.
Okay.
No. Chad is still a little under suit. I mean, this is Chad's first day in the mall. He doesn't even know where his store is yet. So.
Yeah. Yeah. You managed to catch her.
Okay.
I was like, how did you get keys to the store if you don't know where your store is yet?
Gunther's weird like that.
Okay.
He told you you'll know where the store is.
Yeah, it's not the first time we've had to deal with something like that.
I feel like that's his answer to everything.
Pretty much.
Gunther, where's the restroom? You'll know where the restroom is.
You do not. There is no try.
Exactly.
Where's the best place to get pizza around here? You'll know. Oh, come on.
Tony's stuff. Or what did we name that? What did we name that?
Is-
one?
Well, no,
Like,
it's
Actually, New York pizza.
is it? Oh yeah, actually New York pizza. Yeah.
yeah, but that's the
Yeah.
best place to get everything but pizza. Remember?
NYC pizza, actually. No, I think it was the pizza that was good there. But he tries to make a whole bunch of other stuff that's not.
Yeah.
Is that? Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's what it was.
Um.
Because he actually sounds like he's from Brooklyn or something, right?
No, he doesn't. That was part of the joke.
Yeah. I think he's British. Was he British? I don't know. He's British today.
He's British today. Okay.
Yeah.
Whoever's working at NYC Pizza actually is British today.
Mm-hmm.
And he's there. He's opening it up, and he says, "Oi, hey, they're walking over there." That's me trying to do. Never mind.
He's British today.
All right, we're going to let you not do British today, Jesse,
Yes.
because that started out as Irish and then you finished as Australian.
I tried
So-
to do Brooklyn British, which I feel is Irish Australian. So anyways, yeah, no, my Mario Cuomo was not Mario Cuomo. Andrew Cuomo was really good.
It's me, Mario. Stay in your pipes.
Well, it's better than the joke I did. Anyways, yeah. So what are you doing, Jessica? You've kind of seen this all happen. You see, Chad gets almost bowled over by this new girl in the mall. You see that. By the way, the mall AI just saved this girl from these mall walkers.
Oh, I didn't know that the mall AI was tangible. Okay.
Isn't that what the Molly is supposed to do?
Normally they just give directions.
I directed her to go over there, out of harm's way.
Excellent.
Yes. So the mall walkers are still kind of coming this direction.
Oh yeah, they are.
Okay.
They're now coming towards all of you.
I'm going to use the powers of corporate.
Okay.
And like, mall walkers, it is mall corporate policy that you stay on the line.
Ooh. Ooh.
So charm.
Yeah. Well, manipulate someone. Uh-oh.
I rolled a 4 and got a 6.
So enjoy that experience point.
Oh, I got an experience point. Apparently, they're just zombie enough that they don't care about corporate policy.
That's exactly it, and they actually do start to overwhelm you because now they're kind of all like trying to. Well, they're trying to eat your brain, but again, they don't have much in the way of teeth, so.
Yeah, they don't have much in the way of teeth, and I don't know. My brain might be a little rich for them.
Yeah, it might be a little spicy for them for their yeah. Glowfree, how about you?
Any harm for that?
You don't.
Okay.
I should have made them do harm, but we're early yet, so.
Okay. I'm going to assume you've never been gummed by somebody before. I am totally okay with like at least taking one harm from.
Okay, then you'll take one harm. I've never been gummed by anybody, no. Let's. Anyway, Glowfree.
I want to try to create a barrier of light. Which is probably like a use magic type thing. But I'm envisioning like how Mo, the little robot in Wall-E who has to clean everything, like I'm envisioning like creating something like that to get them back on the line, so that they're gonna like to kind of guide them back onto the line.
Alright.
So use magic is weird.
It is weird.
Mm-hmm. You have a +3 in your magic, right?
I do. So I rolled a 9, and +3 is a 12.
Wow.
Yeah.
There we go.
So I make a barrier of light to guide them back to, or maybe even like to trap them, make an enclosure.
Okay. Are you trapping them, or are you putting them back on the path?
I think I would rather trap them, actually,
Okay.
because I don't want them to keep going after someone else, and we have to keep going to save somebody else. I want to stop them.
I think it just so happens that there's an empty store near here that has been.
I just saw that one close.
Yeah, and so you're able to kind of redirect them in there, and they end up just kind of moving away from everybody, and they go in there, and they just start kind of like bumping into the wall a little bit, and it's a little bit sad, and you've got them contained.
Excellent.
Um,
This is concerning. The mall walkers have not been like this before.
Um,
Karen's. Wait, what's happening? Why did they do that?
they wanted to make you one of them because you said something to them.
Like, they're all at least like 40 years old.
Oh, honey. Did you not read your employee manual?
I'm not. This is my first day.
Well, they should have given you the employee manual when they did your paperwork.
It's about that time that you notice that the mall walkers have kind of like snapped out of whatever was going on with them, and where they looked totally zombie-ish, like now they're like, you know, regaining some degree of pallor, at least as much pallor as they had prior. And they seem to be looking around, and they're just kind of, and one of them says to another one, Gladys, I don't think we've been in here before.
Oh, okay. We don't talk to the mall walkers before 9:30. It's in the manual.
That's fair. I will point this out though. This is unusual even for the mall walkers.
Okay.
Yeah, this is not a thing that they've never attacked before.
Okay.
So if they're talked to, see, the reason you don't talk to the mall workers is because then they start talking to you, and then you end up in a loop where you want to keep talking to them because you're like, oh, I'm making them feel good about being talked to, and after a while,
You don't want to get Agnes's story about all of her grandchildren?
it's so many. It's so many.
She
And
even has great-grandchildren, and that was the only time I didn't follow corporate standards and open the store on time.
yeah. And I feel like even Glowfree knows that Marty has been a ham radio operator since 1957. Like, so it's just, yeah, that's right. You don't talk to the mall walkers, but they've never tried to eat people before. That's a new one.
Yeah, I mean, usually he just relives every single broadcast from the 50s that he's ever been on, and a few that he wishes he had. So it's a lot, but they don't usually do this.
Yeah.
So are they walking more normally now?
Yeah, they're kind of like, they're very confused because they are now in a place that they didn't know, and they're starting to try to like move towards the line, but they're like uncertain.
I'm gonna reach in my bag. I'm gonna try to use magic to pull something unusual out of my bag. I want to pull out a package of Werther's Originals because I know mall walkers love those, and that'll give them some level of calmness. So.
Okay. Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
I think here's the thing. I think you think, oh, I'm going to use magic to do this. It turns out you just had a bag of Werther's Originals in there.
That wouldn't be out of the question.
Yeah. And they I'll have one of those.
And I'll walk down the line and give one. Everybody, come on! I'll like lead them back in the line, following the AI's instructions. Kind of get them back in line. One for you, one for you, one for you. Mabel, you don't get a Werther's if you don't get back in line.
And within moments they're back in the line, and they're going back around the edge of the food court.
I want to look for the bossiest one. There's always a bossy busybody in a group of mall walkers or other seekers.
That's Dolores.
I go up to Dolores. I'm like, Dolores, here. I said, when they're halfway around again, you should give them all another one. I give them the rest of the bag.
Oh, you're so nice, honey.
Good. That should keep her busy also for a little while.
If you're single, my granddaughter in Des Moines has been looking for somebody, and she's got this lovely roommate that's just a very nice young lady, but I'm sure she could use a nice young man.
Well, if the both of them are ever here at the Five Corners, feel free to bring them by. I'm sure we could find something they both enjoy.
Oh, I'll let them know as soon as I talk to them.
Oh, excellent.
Um,
So,
I'm guessing that there is one of the mall walkers who I've maybe noticed isn't as talkative as the others.
Oh yeah.
Um, I want to try to talk to that one,
Okay.
and I want to ask if they did anything different today. Um, sorry. I would, Glowfrey would approach and be like, "Good morning. You are having an interesting day. Did
Oh,
you do anything different this morning?"
he's his name is Peter, and he has a little baseball cap on, and he is a photographer. That's one of the things that you know about him. And he
More of an
oh
observer.
yeah, he's kind of like maybe not necessarily fully, but he enjoys the whole process of it and everything. And actually, he's notably one of the only one in the group that didn't actually turn into one of these the zombie things, but he was still kind of like along with them. Um, but he says, you're the mall AI." Oh yes. What? Hello, computer.
Hello. What did you do differently today?
Oh, we didn't do anything. Although there was that odd sound from the construction in the former FYE.
Hmm.
Yeah. FYE meaning for your education, not anything else.
Yes,
It's
the
an
academic
educational store. Yeah, yeah. 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 There was. It was. It sounded like. Well, it sounded like stone on stone, and like it was slowly being pushed across, like just heavy stones being pushed across. And then there were some screams, and then it was just all quiet.
Hmm. That is
So
very strange, Peter.
yeah, it's unusual. So, oh, you know what? I've got my lesson at the banana computer store in just a little bit. So, um,
Oh,
Have a
so
good day,
they're
Peter.
still doing that.
at the yeah, they do it every morning without fail. How do you think I get so good at taking my photos? And he heads out. I would like to point out that was based off a real person that I used to teach at my old job. His name was actually Peter Parker, and he was a photographer. So, um, but he was also a mall walker. Um,
I
about
could
the
see
right age.
Peter Parker becoming a mall walker and later in his life.
yeah, like getting lessons on
The latest
on
cybernetic wear or something. I
yeah, yeah.
don't
Anyways,
know.
I was like, I need to make up a character real quick. Oh, I know, it's Peter Parker. Yeah, so that's the information that he has. Um, anybody did anybody doing anything else before you go to your stores or?
Well, I'm gonna look over at the. I'm like, friend computer. I'm looking around for this AI.
Yes.
Friend
Oh,
computer.
it's right there.
Oh, hello.
There's this glowing image in front of you.
I'm Chad, and I'm the new manager of stuff. And I was wondering if you
Yes, the new
direct me to
manager
that.
of stuff. That store is directly down this hallway and to the left. You'll know
Oh.
it when you see it.
I like this computer. A lot more helpful than the last one we dealt with. Thank you, friend computer, and I'll start heading in that direction.
All right.
Look at my-
Jessica, are you heading to Hot Topic?
Yeah, I would be heading to Hot Topic unless I overheard that there were screams at.
Oh yeah, actually, you were all able to hear
Okay. I was like,
that was going on.
I don't know why I would be going to my store if there were
That's fair.
streams at another store. So
Yeah.
no, I'm going to the four-year entertainment or education
For
For your
your
education. Yeah, yeah.
store, which I'm very sad that it's gone.
It was kind of a cool store. Although, let's be honest, they really, really overplayed how big that store needed to be, because they had a huge footprint, and I mean, it's an educational store, So
Yeah, most of their supplements and the things that they were selling were actually electronic, and they were in
Right.
the cloud.
right, so they were mostly just saying like, "Hey, you can buy this stuff online," and yeah, it wasn't, but yeah, you head over that way, and
I accompany you.
all right, so Glowfree's going with you, and
But I'm not like with you. I'm kind of following you. Like, 'cause I don't really know you yet. I know you're the manager at Hot Topic, but I'm also kind of like, stay back.
So you round the corner and you see the gate is still down. It's been gated, and it had the thick plastic in front of the gate while they were doing renovations inside for whatever was going to open next.
Mhm.
But that gate is now bent out,
Oh,
like it was blown out. And there's a weird kind of acrid smell in the air near there.
like acrid, like sulfur, or acrid, like something else.
Like sulfur and ozone.
Okay.
I think Glowfree is gonna move forward and forget about staying back behind Jessica, and is gonna immediately go off and be like, let's shed some light on this situation, and just take a look around and try to see if whatever broke out came from inside, like, or if it went into the store.
So
And-
the gate is bent outwards, so it was something like inside the store that came out from it.
And did it leave any tracks besides the bent gate, or?
Well, let's investigate a mystery.
Investigate
Roll some
a
charm.
mystery.
I lost a die. I have a 7 because I have a +0.
Okay. So go ahead and ask me you can ask me one of the questions there, or if you have a different question. I'm not.
I'm gonna ask, what sort of creature is it?
Ooh. It. So the best. So is you're looking, because there is a lot of dust around, and you do see footprints, but you also see along the footprints, like alongside them and a little bit behind them, it's almost like as if something's sweeping, and then you realize that it's a human, but they're wearing long robes of some kind, and then you realize that this one kind of dot in the footprints is a staff of some kind.
Huh.
And it's somebody coming out from in there. It is dark in there, but you can follow them back into there if you want to go.
Are the footprints only going out, not going back in?
They're only going out, and because the dust kind of like is cleaned up after a little while, the tracks,
The trail's
like
cold.
you can kind of tell what direction they're going in. But yeah.
Can I do my investigate a mystery, but I'm doing it in the if there's any ghosts in here that might have seen
Sure.
what happened? Okay. I have mark more experience.
Okay. Actually, as you're focusing on that, it's so loud it almost like hits you a little bit. That this there's this voice that says, "Larry, Larry, where'd you go?" And you see this, um, translucent figure, kind of walking around. Looks like a construction guy. He's got his hat on. And when you look at him, you realize that his there's a big hole in his chest,
Mm,
and he's, huh? Hey, you seen Larry anywhere?
I haven't seen Larry. What's your name?
Uh, uh, oh, I'm sorry. I'm Jimmy.
Hi, Jimmy. I'm Jessica.
Hi, Jessica. Nice to meet you. And you are, and he's looking at Glowfree.
I am the mall
I don't-
AI.
Can Glowfree see him?
No.
Okay.
Well,
Am I here?
I think maybe Glowfree can kind of like somewhat sense him, because I think you're connected to, but you can't really.
I'm like
It's like
turned
an after image thing.
halfway, but he's over here, and I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, hello, I am the mall AI.
AI. Like a special investigator thing.
Like, aye, that's where you go.
Aye. Okay. Well, AI. Hey, anybody see Larry?
No.
Okay.
Um,
Well.
Can you show me back where you came from, Jimmy?
Oh yeah. Oh, like retrace the steps. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And he walks into the store. He just walks through the fencing, which you have to go through the hole, the big gaping hole in there. Glowfree doesn't, but
I will follow Jessica because I cannot see where the ghost is going.
okay, that's fair. And he
So
walks.
I put on my
Flashlight.
ooh, huh, Loomis. And it lights up.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway.
Glowfree stays back from that and just
Yeah.
lights up everything else.
It's misty back here. Not like smoky, like misty, like on the moors. It's that kind of that weird. There's this dankness to the air that's kind of like disconcerting. And as you move towards the back, you see two bodies lying on the ground, and in front of the bodies is this huge stone structure with intricate carvings all along the side of it, and it looks like the top was removed.
So for the carvings, are they? Oh, I don't have that power. Okay, sorry. One of my other spooky characters has that power. I don't have that. So the weird symbols. I want to look at the weird symbols.
Okay.
And see if I know what they are. I guess that would be either of that would be sharp. I'm very sad about my sharp right now. One moment.
So you're reading them.
Yeah, I want to see if I know what the markings mean.
Okay.
Since
I'll give you investigate a mystery. Is that what you're going for?
yeah,
Okay.
but it's still sharp and whatever
Yeah.
my dice say. Oh, okay, that's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. 8.
8. Yeah. Give me a question. What do you got?
Where'd my questions go? Ooh, yeah, actually what happened here, because there's 2 bodies. I don't know
Yeah.
if Larry is dead, but Jimmy's definitely dead.
Yeah, one of the bodies looks exactly like Jimmy. Both of them have big holes in their chest, but as if something was taken out of them. Um, and it's it's pretty quick. You're able to realize that it looks like the other one, who's a little bit bigger than Jimmy's body, um, was in the middle of pushing aside the slab on top of this. Let's just call it a sarcophagus, because it's easier to just say it's a sarcophagus, because you know
Yeah.
it's a sarcophagus by now. It is empty, and it looks like he was doing that, and then somebody decided to remove, the heart from the chest thing.
I can't make any dad jokes tonight because we're gonna fight a mummy.
And then whatever was in there did the same thing to Jimmy, and then left. Meanwhile, Chad,
Okay.
you have arrived at the store, and you've kind of gotten things open. You're the only one there right now. You know there's supposed to be somebody else coming in, and somebody like skids past the store, and you see her, and she's young lady. She looks like in a frantic hurry, and she's like comes back in. She's like, stuff. This is it. Hi, I'm Kelly. I work here.
I'm Chad. I'm your new boss.
You're my new boss.
I'm your new boss.
Okay. Wait, are you my boss or my boss? My boss.
I open up the bag and show her all the swords and knives. Close the bag up.
You're my boss. Okay, you're that boss. Great.
That should be good. That's a good answer. Come on in.
Awesome.
We've got things to look at.
Well, real quick though, I just want to ask this because I know this is a bit unusual mall and everything. Are there usually zombie attacks? Because that's what's happening down by the old Sibley's. And we're gonna break there. So we'll be back after a short break,
Okay.
and see what happens. And we're back, BFM gamers. We are in the middle of a mystery in the Five Corners Mall. When last we left off, Jessica and Glowfree had discovered an empty sarcophagus, I believe is the term that I used, with the bodies of two hapless and literally heartless workers nearby. And meanwhile, Chad had just met his new apprentice slash employee, Kelly, who mentioned, I believe, some zombies. Was that
Zombies at the old Sibley's.
at the old Sibley's? Which is a weird thing for me to say. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it's spelled with two E's at the end, so that just in case we don't get sued. So yeah, Chad, what is your response to this?
My first question is, what's a Sibley's? And then I've heard the name, but I don't know what it is. So then we'll go out. I'll look around. I'm gonna go. All right. I'm like, Fred, computer. Fred. Okay, great. I look over at Kelly. I'm like, Kelly, which way is it to Sibley's?
Yeah, I've never heard of it either, but it looked like an old store. So she's like, come on, this way.
Okay.
For Jessica and Glowfree, you've kind of exited this spot, and you actually hear some screams happening. Like hey, not like run away, but like, hey, stop that, and stuff like that.
Okay. There is clearly non-consensual stuff going on. Let's go stop it.
Agreed.
Awesome. And yeah, so around the same time, the three of you and Kelly all arrive. Um,
Hi.
Jessica.
yes, Kelly, Kelly does the you know, hey, oh hi, uh, um, um, Kelly, I'm Kelly.
Hi, Kelly.
Yeah.
I'm Jessica.
Oh, and this is my
Hi. It's
stepsister.
really nice to meet you. While this meet cute is happening, there are you know, people like moving towards other people slowly, and they look all zombified and gross. Um, but
So,
they don't seem to be doing anything super effective.
Hmm. I look over at Jessica. Is this normal for the ball this time of day?
no.
This is
All right.
very strange.
Usually, when we have zombies, they're not in this much of a shambles.
I
How
was
many
like,
zombies are there?
when you look back over there, it looks like there's maybe a half dozen zombies total. Um, and one of them is straight up gnawing on some dude, and the dude's trying to like pull away. But it's not he's not really breaking the skin.
All right, I'm gonna go try to push that zombie off.
Okay. Go for it. Let's see.
Kick some ass.
Yeah, we could either do this as a kick some ass or protect someone.
Probably protect someone.
Okay.
I'm not really trying to hurt the zombie yet because I don't know what's going on.
Sure.
Just trying to help somebody here. So, um,
Yeah, the zombies are wearing like regular people clothes for the most part.
I have an idea. As I'm going to push this off, I'm looking around to see if there's any of those, like you know, octo dispensers where there's 4 gumball machines on top of 4 more gumball machines that spin around. You put the coins in to get gumballs and toys and all sorts of other candy, especially like Spree and Skittles and that kind of
Oh.
stuff.
Yeah, there's like a whole center row of there's a whole bunch of them.
Good. I have an idea.
Okay.
That's after I go push this person off the zombie. So I roll and add +1, and that gives me a 5. So I perk experience. So you're not going to 7 or better. I do not protect someone.
Are you going to tell us your idea, though, so that way the rest of us know what you want to do with the spinny coin
So I go to
thingies?
push him off, and the zombie knocks me down. And I look over. I'm like, we need to make some sort of a protective circle to put the zombies in, so we can use like Spree and gumballs and Skittles and the pink starbursts.
As you're yelling that out, the zombie falls on you,
Yeah,
and you take a harm just because a person falling on a person.
of course I do.
It's always unpleasant, and starts to gnaw on like your shoulder. But like the teeth, it's just not using enough pressure to break the skin, especially through like clothes and stuff. And that's what you notice is happening. Like these zombies are trying to gnaw at people and trying to eat people, but they're not really strong enough to do so.
They're weak zombies.
Do I see something that might be causing this? Do
Oh.
I see a person in a robe? Do I see maybe some weird mystical glow? Or
Is something glowing brighter than glow free?
I know that's not okay.
It's definitely not glowing brighter than you, but yeah, there is this like weird shine around the 6, and then as you kind of look around, you see that the shine is also coming from somebody that's in the corner that was kind of like sequestered off.
Okay. I want to go after that person.
All right.
I want to. They're in like a corner.
Yeah. And it's like there's shadows have kind of maneuvered around them in the corner.
Cool. What I want to do is I want to use my speed and my incorporeal form come back through the wall behind them.
Ooh, okay.
I don't know. I guess that's how I would read a bad situation, and that would be the way in that I want to do.
Okay, cool. Go for it. Give me a sharp roll.
I have a 7 plus 1 for my speed, so that's an 8.
That is fantastic. Go ahead. You can ask me one of those questions or a different question if you like.
I mean, is that my best way in? I guess is, or I should say, if I go that way, what's my best way out?
So here's the thing: as you're starting to make that maneuver, you start to hit the edge of the darkness that this guy's surrounded himself with, and you realize he's using darkness to protect himself. And this may not be super great for you. So as you're starting to do that, like if you were to come up behind him, he might be able to basically outmaneuver you with because he's in that darkness. It's this like overwhelming darkness that he's surrounded by. But so that's you can get as close as you can. But getting into that field might hurt you.
Okay. I think I'm probably moving too fast to change course. So
change course?
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna charge through that darkness and try to tackle him.
Okay.
Because I mean, with me being inside of a wall or whatever and not able to communicate with the others, I want to be able to make a scene and say, "This is the problem."
Awesome. So you take a harm as you enter the darkness. This is the anathema to you. Whatever this darkness is made out of is like something you've never felt before. And your one friend in the mall does darkness all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's not unusual for you to address darkness overall, but this is something different. This is something more than what you've handled before. And when you're through there, it's taken the wind out of your sails, but you see this person standing there, and he is, you've kind of fallen a little bit, like maybe stumbled a little bit because it's hard to get through. So you're looking up at him, and he's standing there. He's wearing these gray and black robes that are flowing, and they're kind of like wafting on their own accord. And he's got this black staff made out of black wood with a glowing green orb in it. And he is human. He's got that like thin soul patch type thing, but it's just the thin beard hanging down. And his skin is gone, but it's white. He's got dark circles around his eyes, and he's bald. And then you stand up to your full height, and you realize you are way taller than he is. He is quite short. And he says, "So you thought you could defeat me, Frargren the Eradicator?"
With a name like that, I mean, you're just asking to be eradicated.
I eradicate. Never mind. Deal with my zombie minion.
No,
In my day, people had sharper teeth in my day.
I mean, you should try getting the vampires.
Vampires? There's vampires?
You won't get to them.
I see.
I'm gonna send some light signals over to Jessica and Jack
Yeah.
and be like, "Hello."
Jessica, what are you doing?
Well, now that Glowfree has singled
You're only
Sig-
single until Kelly figures it out.
Yeah. Yeah. This is the beginning of our lesbian, like, we're trying to tell each other that we like each other, but we don't know that we like each other because, yeah. Anyway, the okay, Glowfree is giving signals. I was going to jinx the zombies, but now that they've given me signals to the actual problem, uh, so how far away is he? Like, can I?
Yeah, I mean, he's close enough that you could run over to and like smack him in the face if you wanted to.
Okay.
He does have that darkness still surrounding him, but there's a hole in it where Glowfree just broke it, and there's like this noticeable hole in the darkness.
Okay. I'm gonna fire magic missile into the darkness.
There's a classic move right there.
Yeah. So it's actually called Big Whammy, and I get to use my weird instead of tough and kick some ass.
Okay.
Ooh. It also says I get to ignore armor. So if he's wearing any armor, I do 2 harm, and he doesn't take any of the thing. Although if I miss, which might happen because I've been rolling horribly tonight, I take the damage. But that's fine. But it is gonna look like a magic missile because that's the kind of nerd she is. Like, she works at the Tempid Thesis, so. 6 plus 3 is 9. 9.
Woo. Fantastic. So what's the? I'm sorry, you're doing kick some ass? No.
It is.
Yeah.
It is kick
Okay,
some
it
ass,
is
but
kick
it's
some ass.
my
All right.
it's my big whammy.
Yeah.
So you can use your powers to kick some ass. Roll weird instead of tough. The attack has 2 harm, close, obvious,
2 harm,
ignore
okay.
armor. And
Ignore
then-
armor.
Yeah. Ignore armor. It's like I work at a clothes store or something, and I can just blow past. And then on a miss, I would take the damage, but I didn't miss. Yay!
Yeah, you hit him, but the darkness dissipates and he sent reeling, but he's still holding on to his staff, and he yells, when I find some real dead, you'll see what my undead hordes really look like. And Kelly says, yeah, where are you gonna go for that? The cemetery that's on the other side of the parking lot? And his eyes open real wide and he disappears. Kelly's, oh no.
They're only supposed to wake up once a year, Kelly. Does nobody read the employee manual?
We got the employee manual yet.
Yeah, we haven't gotten them yet.
It's apparently a lot of people's first day.
So are these other 6 zombies still walking around as zombies?
No, actually, as soon as he disappears, they kind of like snap out of it, and their skin kind of clears up. One of them starts spitting lint out of their mouth.
Okay.
Did you have another bag of Werther's, Chad, or maybe some mints?
No, we've got the thing. I just go over. I pull the sword. I like lop those metal tops off of the tops of the little canisters there, and I start handing everybody some spree. You know the multicolored fruit flavored
chewy
hard candy.
because
Yeah,
there's
the hard
chewy
candy.
ones and there's hard ones, but they're
The hard
all
ones. We're
sour.
gonna give them the sour ones. We're gonna give them those. And I'm gonna go over to where the big gumballs are, and I'm gonna scoop all of them out. And I'm gonna tell Kelly to hold her hands on it, put them in Kelly's hands, and I tell her, okay, start chewing these one at a time. And when you get one chewed up, I take one of the lids, put it in here, and carry it with you. I said, just chew up all these gumballs and put them in here.
That's really gross, Chad.
Yeah, is this?
Trust me.
Is this a sex thing? Is this?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. If the zombies come at you again,
Yeah.
take a handful of gum, stick it in their mouth. Then they won't be able to bite you as well.
I could just use the gumball, right?
But yeah, but then they might just crack it up. If it's already gooey, it's going to get stuck in their teeth. So
Oh.
chew the gumball up now, put it in the...
happening.
Chewing. No, the zombies did have teeth.
They
Yes,
did.
I mean,
okay.
they were just normal people.
So, start chewing gumballs, bring the canister to put the wet gum in, let's go.
Okay, where are we going?
To the cemetery on the other side of the parking lot?
Wait a minute. But he said he's gonna undead horde.
Right.
That sounds really
Look where to
bad.
Find it.
That's why you need the gum.
But we're just gonna go fight with is some necromancer and an undead horde?
Tell you, that would be
Let
the
him
most
do
normal
it.
thing we've done this morning.
Yeah, it's Thursday. That's just what happens.
Necromancer
This is
Thursday.
usually what happens, but I mean, we can't let the people who are here get hurt.
Correct. I mean, having to do inventory every Wednesday makes a lot of zombies, so Thursday almost always has zombies.
Fair.
I have an ulterior motive. By the time she's done chewing all this gum, her mouth will be so sore, she's less likely to say something stupid. Let's go.
Fair enough. Is anybody doing anything before they go out that way?
I'm going to pick up the plasma cannons that I know where to find in the mall, so that I have a weapon, a giant laser cannon that I can use to shoot from further away.
Awesome. Jessica, you did hear this dude's name,
Oh, I did. What's his
Vargrim.
name?
Vargrim the Eradicator.
Vargrim the Eradicator.
Vargrim the Eradicator.
You mean he's just asking to be eradicated?
Yeah, I mean, is that his real name?
don't
I mean,
know. I mean, he seemed offended when I suggested that it was a stupid name, so it probably is actually his name.
all villains are offended when you suggest their name is stupid.
Because
Dude, you
it's
couldn't-
their name, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, your face is a skeleton, so you're going by Skeletor. Awesome. Great job. Good
Yeah.
choice.
Yeah.
I don't understand why you're a skeleton that hates cats. Like, I would think you would hate dogs.
I don't understand why you're a skeleton that has massive pectoral muscles.
Bones.
Well, that's because there was only one body type that they used for the entire toy set. But anyways,
Mine are made of Legos, so you know.
that's fair.
So I'm gonna on the way there, I'm gonna pull up my cell phone. I'm going to call my sect and see if they can tell me something they know about Margrim.
Ah, okay, cool.
Because I have that ability I never use. It's
Yeah.
it's my prime ability. All right, so I roll and add charm, which is +1, and if I get a 7 to 9, I get a mission. And a 10 plus, they get useful information.
Awesome.
And that is an 11. Ooh.
Yay.
So
Right.
10 plus 1 is 11. So on a 10 plus, they provide some useful info or help in the field regarding the mystery this week.
Yeah, so they're you get them on the phone and you know he yells to somebody, Alexander, have you heard of Vargrim the Eradicator? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we've heard of him. He apparently he made a deal to be invulnerable to all weapons.
Okay.
Yes. However, this was in the 13th century, so pretty much any weapon that you have that's modern, he hasn't had that deal yet.
Okay. All right.
But whatever you do, whatever you do, don't let him get near a cemetery.
Good to know. We will tell him that once we catch him in the cemetery that he's in right now. So.
So, all right, I'll ready some reinforcements. Well, great knowing you. Click.
Okay. I'm gonna stop along the way. I'm gonna look around. I'm gonna find like one of the stores is partially closed.
Uh-huh.
Go in, um, just start tearing uh, some of the curtains and things down. You know, the big drapes they use to hide what's in an empty store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pull some of those down, and sighing, start making a torch.
Okay. Why okay.
Why a torch? Because you use fire against it. Even if it doesn't make sense to Chad, you always use fire against necromancers. You set them on fire.
Fair. All right. That's
Oh.
fair. That's fair.
I'm thinking that you're just trying to make a light that's brighter than me, and I'm really offended.
Oh no. I've already seen you. There is no chance that this light is going to be brighter than you.
I don't know. I mean, you're still trying.
Jessica, how about you?
So instead of the nerd chic that she's currently wearing, she puts on some sensible black sneakers because zombies. And then makes sure that she has like a long sleeve shirt and then like probably leggings underneath her skirt or whatever. And then like make sure she has her symbol with her. I feel like she would have a some sort of religious symbol. It's probably like Mjolnir or Gungnir or something.
Sure.
And yeah, so she's getting ready for battle in the way that she knows how, which is using her magic.
Awesome.
And then I will leave this up to you because you're the GM. She knows there's ghosts in the mall. Has she done one of the 1940s missions yet?
I think she probably has at this point. Yeah.
Okay.
I think Jessica's been here for a while, and she's kind of gotten to know some of the general inhabitants of the mall overall.
Okay. Since we're dealing with the undead, it only makes sense to call upon the other dead to possibly help out with this. And
Okay.
I feel like that's use magic or like
Yeah.
am I weird for that?
Yeah. That I think use magic would work with that.
Okay. Since we're kind of preparing to go towards the cemetery anyway, just kind of grab my contacts from the thing.
Okay.
Please. Yay! I rolled an 11. That makes it a 14.
Ooh,
Wow.
Nice.
So
All right.
well done.
Ghosts got my back, bitches.
Awesome. So yeah, so it's basically I feel like you're rallying the spirits that are already here
Mhm.
and basically kind of gathering their energy so that you can use that to protect yourself at the very least, but also as a weapon against this spiritual energy that isn't supposed to be here, right?
Yeah.
And they have already felt that this is like Vargrim is a bad thing to them, so they're very much like on your side with this one. And I'm trying not to burp on the live stream show that I'm doing right now.
It's okay. We'll edit it in post.
No. So it is. I think the four of you step outside, kind of at the same time, and you are in the parking lot. It's still early, but there's this haze that's kind of come over the land, and the sun. You can't quite see the sun through the thick clouds. It's cool. Maybe there's a light rain, a light drizzle out there, and you're staring across the parking lot at the cemetery that's always been there. And for the sake of Glowfree, the one thing you can really kind of make out is the big sign that says no trespassing, and then below it, technically, comma, still part of Five Corners Mall, or still property of Five Corners Mall.
Of
Um,
course.
so, um,
Here's the question: did they build the mall parking lot around the cemetery because they couldn't get the rights to build it to dig up the bodies?
yes,
Probably.
So it's right in the
Yes.
middle of the parking lot. There's a cemetery. That's
Yes.
perfect. That's
Yeah.
perfect. That's perfect.
yeah. It's the reason why the fancier restaurants kind of go through so many. What are the when people have their cars parked? I just flaked down a word.
Valets.
Valets, yeah. They go through so many valets because that's where the valet parking is on the other side of the cemetery. And yeah. Um, so but yeah, you're heading, the four of you are heading out there. I feel like there's that, that like whistling song, like, like there's about to be a showdown happening. Um, and
I look over at Glowfree for a second. I'm like, Glowfree, are you bright? Are you
Yes.
bright enough to push back this haze a little bit?
Uh,
I think naturally Glowfree already is.
So I figured.
Yeah.
Are you casting aspersions on my? Well, I could always
just-
glow brighter. Um, sure, I'll glow brighter.
Okay.
That sounds like a use magic thing, because that's something that a normal person can't do.
Yeah.
Sure. I rolled a 9. 6
Nice.
plus 3 for 9.
That sounds good.
So
Awesome.
Not a 10, but I think
I think you're pushing away the haze, and I think that there's some of that darkness that's kind of overtaken elements of the cemetery, and you're able to kind of make a path of light through it. And as you're entering the gates of the cemetery, because it does, of course, have old cast iron gates, that big no trespassing, technically still property of Five Corners Mall, is on. And as you go through those gates, in the center of the cemetery, you see him, and Fargrim stands there, his staff raised above him. What were you gonna say, Chad?
As Glowfree glows, Kelly just stops dead for a second, half chewing her gum, staring at Glowfree for a second, and she's gonna be like a full set of walking away from us away, and she's just staring in awe at Glowfree, because Chad's too wrapped up in this to realize this, but Kelly is realizing that Glowfree might be the one from the prophecy.
Oh, interesting.
But
Okay.
Chad's too much up his own ass at this point to see that himself.
Yeah.
That comes later on.
Yeah.
So Kelly's just staring at him like she's not sure if she's supposed to say something, or
I like that. That's good. That's good.
So-
That's solid.
so she's gonna be back one full whatever from the rest of the party watching this.
Yeah, she kind of stops and she's like chewing the gum. She's like, oh. And she's like trying to spit it out, but she's kind of like
Exactly.
forgotten how. Yeah. But then there's Fargrim standing there. His arms are out wide. His staff is in the air, and that orb is glowing this sickly green, and there's this black shadow that's just arcing around him. Now it's like coalescing into like little bolts of black lightning that are just arcing into the ground. And he says, "You've arrived too." Sorry, he has a much higher, stupider voice. "You've arrived too late, heroes. You see, now
Are
is
you
the
gonna
time."
monologue at us?
Monologue. There's no need to monologue, for I will rise my army of the dead. And the lightning strikes into the ground, and then everything's still.
I'm gonna shoot him with a laser cannon.
Jessica, we brought our own.
Yeah, I mean, uh, Vagram, Vagram the Annihilator, and then you have
Eradicator.
this Eradicator. Sorry, Eradicator. And then there's just all this. You have a Disney villain aesthetic, and I'm sorry.
Feel free. Go ahead.
Cool. I'm gonna uh, try to use my speed to shoot him before he activates his spell because he's taking
Okay.
so long monologuing.
Sure.
It's so long to me. Maybe it wasn't so long to everyone else, but oh no. I have 5. I rolled a 5. I had 2 tough, so that's a 7 plus 1 for speed would be 8.
8. Well, that is a kick some ass. Um, hmm.
3 harm that is messy.
Um. Okay. Here's kind of what I think happens. You start to move with that speed, but remember before when you got the partial success on keeping the darkness away?
Mm-hmm.
It slows you in a way that you didn't expect. That you think you're moving fast, but it slows you down just enough that he's able to get off that spell.
Mm.
And the lightning goes into the ground, and there's that stillness, like I was saying,
Mm-hmm.
and he's standing there, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, that your gun goes off, and it just hits him, and he falls to the ground, and he's kind of he's not looking so great. Um,
He wasn't looking great before.
that's true. They should be rising. Rise! Army of Darkness Undead! Rising! Anytime now.
It's so hard to raise a family today. Do you want me to show you how to do it, Markram?
What? What are you gonna do?
So I just saw him do like this whole sad, almost maleficent thing. And I kind of want to like Jessica has been in this graveyard before, and she
Yeah.
wasn't lying when she said they only raise once a year. um, it's like, how are you supposed to have a rave in the parking lot without zombies?
Sure.
So she's gonna pull out her her banana player, and she's gonna find the song that she wants, and
It's probably the Monster Jive.
yeah, the Monster Jive,
That's fair.
and hit play on it, and it's that one really popular Black Star from the 80s, Monster Jive, and use magic and show
Okay.
him how to raise zombies and then have them attack him.
Interesting. Okay. I think I'm gonna throw something out there.
Okay.
You do know this cemetery, and you know it well, and you know that they only rise once a year because that's the time where they can discorporate temporarily enough to get out of the massive cement chambers that we now bury dead people in. But you do have an army of ghosts that are supporting you.
That's true.
Yeah.
So I'll just bring the army of ghosts in.
Yeah, you could just hit them with full-on,
Ectoplasm.
yeah, ectoplasmic force.
But I'm still gonna use that same song
Oh, absolutely.
that's about horror movies.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do the dance
Slime 'em.
together. Yeah. Ectoplasm slime with this dance from the Was that song from the 80s or was it from the early 90s? 80s. We're gonna say 80s. It's canon. It's the
Are you
80s.
talking from the popular movie Spirit Scarers? Yeah.
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 Yeah. They even made a Super Nintendo game
Is that
based on the dance moves.
Is that the movie that starred Bill
Yes.
Mummy?
Yeah. Yeah. Billy Mummy.
And Ron Aykroyd.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
And they
okay, Glowfree doesn't get pop culture.
That's okay.
it's
By
fine.
the way, in the background,
Glowfree is pop culture.
in the background, mouthful of gum, you can still hear Kelly going. "Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Prophecy. Yeah, no, I'm quoting Dark Crystal. Anyway, yay! I rolled an 8. 8 plus 3 is 11. Ghosts are my shit, man.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I am one with the spirits.
All right. So you're bringing they're coming together and everything. And it is occurring to you that the only reason that like I said, the only reason the dead are able to come back once a year is because the layer between worlds is enough that they can move through their coffins. But if one were to just wake them up inside these massive concrete things that we now put dead people in the modern world, they would just be hammering on it, and you realize that there's this quiet as this is happening, this moment, and you hear this kind of, and you realize that he has successfully awakened the dead. At which point you hit him with the full force of the spirits that you have been gathering, and now he's reeling, like he's wounded from the plasma. He's the ghosts are hitting him, but he's starting to kind of gather some more of that darkness in him. Chad, what are you gonna do?
Ed runs back, grabs the plate full of gum,
Yeah,
runs back up to him,
yeah.
scoops up a handful of messy gum right in the face.
Ew.
He's like, listen, listen, Vagrant the Disappointer, we've had it with you. Shut up.
All right, I guess roll to stick some ass.
Is that okay? That's tough.
Sure. Or
That's-
weird. I don't know. That feels.
Well, weird. He'll take weird. Weird is weird. Don't do that.
This is a weird thing. I'm just gonna give you weird.
It doesn't matter. Because that would be a 12 plus whatever anyway.
Oh wow.
Hey,
Okay.
boxcar.
So either a 13 or a 14. So
So yeah. So he's starting to gather himself, and then you just in his face.
big handful of giant gumballs right in the mouth.
It's gross. It's gross.
So gross.
And with that, the spirits just start to whip around him, and he starts spinning, and he's trying to pull his gum off his face. He's dropped his staff, and it's gone rolling away, and the glow is starting to fade as the spirits are whipping around him. The wound in his side is just, it's still smoking away, and then
I think I'm sorry, I'm
Oh.
interrupting. But I think that the staff, because Jerry rolled so well for Chad, like rolls toward Chad, and he can totally step on the thing as and like break it with his foot.
okay,
'Cause
Yeah.
that just sounds like a really fun aesthetic. I was like,
Yeah.
I want to do that, but Chad got a really good roll, so Chad should do it.
yeah.
No, because Chad knows this here. Chad will actually Chad will actually kick it over towards Jessica. Let her
Okay.
stomp on it. He'll kick
And
it over
then-
because he knows Jessica knows more about the spooky stuff. Because Chad has stepped on things he's not supposed to break before.
Mm.
and this has gone badly for him. So he's going to just he'll see the staff, and he'll like look at it, he'll shrug once, look at Jessica, and kind of warily like nudge it towards her with his foot, like.
Okay, so it'll roll towards Jessica, and then she'll stomp out the green portion of it, and it just shatters. Like,
Shatters, and I think as soon as it shatters, everything seems to like stop, and then he's just sucked into the ground.
Oh.
hmm.
And there's
He
this
won't
like
be.
little hole with some shadow like coming out of it, and then the hole just closes.
Nice.
That doesn't seem final enough.
It's okay. He'll probably be able to be risen during the blood moon in October, like the rest of them.
Wow.
But I'm gonna have to sing a lullaby to get these guys to go back to sleep. Will you tell Damien I'll be there to open the store shortly, please, Glowfree?
Sure. Yes, I will
Thank
do
you.
that immediately.
Yeah, so Glowfrey heads back into the mall. Chad, you're walking back over to Kelly, and she's okay. That was a weird plan. Was that a lesson? Did I learn something?
Always
Hey.
use whatever you've got on hand. You're not always going to have everything around you. So, when life gives you lemons, smack life in the face with the lemons.
Ask
Okay.
to talk to Life's manager.
Sounds like a Karen thing to do.
Yeah.
By the way, there's that prophecy. Are we the prophecy?
No. We're not the prophecy.
Am I the chosen one?
No, the prophecy is about a chosen one who will come and follow a guiding light and push back the darkness and bring knowledge to those who are lost. And I don't think that's us.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think you're probably right.
I mean, I barely made it to the store today. And you ran right by it, so I don't think it's us. But we should be on the lookout for the prophecy, because when the chosen one probably shows up, we need to make sure that you protect them from those who bring them down. Because there's going to be other weird things here.
You're kind of having this conversation as you're walking back in.
Yeah.
Jessica, you're doing the ritual, right? To
Yeah.
kind of put everybody back to sleep for now.
Yeah.
And Chad and Kelly, as you're walking back in, you happen to see the mall supervisor, who's never on the property, and he sees you, and he says, "Oh, hey, you're Chad Bronsky?
Close enough.
Yeah, you're new with the stuff, right?
Yeah.
Great. Listen, I just want to let you know, I'm kind of letting some of the store managers know. I think we've probably finally hired a new head of security. So we got the right person for the job. He did great in the interviews. He's got the right experience and everything. And yeah, all he has to do is pass the drug test and he's in. So just let everybody know at your store that we'll finally have that position taken care of.
What kind of drugs does he have to bring to the test?
No drugs. No drugs to the test. Did you have to bring drugs to your test?
Well, I didn't have to.
You know what? Your company's policy is your company's policy. The mall policy is you got to pass the drug test. So, but I'm sure he will. With glowing colors. So, I guess I'll see you around.
Thank you.
And he leaves. Jessica, you complete the ritual. Glow Free, you managed to let Damien know, and he just kind of, all right, fine. And then slowly the day starts to go on, and everything is going about as normal, and the camera pans away from the mall, and it pans across the parking lot and into the graveyard and down into the graveyard, and it goes right into one of those concrete coffins, and
Mhm.
in there is a wounded, injured, badly beaten Vargrim the Eradicator, and he's, where am I? Where am I? What is this place? And the body next to him suddenly looks at him and says, yeah, this is where you woke us up. Did you think this was a good idea? This isn't fun, you know. This and from no, why? What's happened? Listen, don't worry, I can tell you everything that's happened. And Vargo says, no, no, and that is the end of our story for now.
Yay!
Yay!
Yay.
Yay!
This is a
Sign
hilarious
the cat
ending.
approves. So
Yeah. So that was the flashback episode.
I like that.
Yeah, good. That was I had a real good time. Thanks for everybody for playing along.
Mhm.
We'll go around. You can plug anything that you want to plug. So we'll start with Lana.
uh, I
I know
uh,
Princess of Gaming.
yeah. I'm like, what am I doing? Yeah. So Alana Smith, Princess O Gaming on Twitter, and I think that's what my Instagram handle is too. But it's mostly just pictures of my cats. And I mean, only one of
Who doesn't
them.
want pictures of cats in these
Yeah.
trying times?
I
Yeah,
mean, we have six, so
yeah.
um, and uh, still go out there and support your local, pardon, your local game store, and
Mhm.
a lot of them have like online presence now. So like Just Games in Rochester has an online presence now. And if you have any kids that like playing Dungeons and Dragons, they have been doing Youth League every weekend
Cool.
over Zoom. I think it's Zoom. It's either Zoom or Roll20. I think maybe Roll20.
Yeah, I think could toss a plug-in for Just Games also. Even though they're over an hour away from here, they've always been worth the drive to go in there. I go in about once a month to their store,
Hmm.
and their online presence, they're really good, and they've got a lot of knowledgeable people there. So
Yeah, yeah.
got a
So
lot of cool stuff.
I'm not an essential worker, so I'm working on gardening right now. um, and oh, what else was I? No, I can't talk about that yet.
Okay.
So when I can
Okay.
talk about that, I'll plug that. But
Very
okay,
good.
go ahead,
Jane, how
Jane.
about you?
I am Jane. You can find me on Twitter at Moonchromatic. And yeah, that's all. Stay well out there.
What was the name of your food thing again?
Oh, my business is Food Focused Nutrition, and I work with people to cook in their kitchens and have confidence with whatever challenges are coming up, and there are a lot of them right now for a lot of people. So if
Yeah.
you need some backup, you can go to foodfocusednutrition.com. You can find me there. I'm also on Facebook, it's Food Focused Nutrition.
It's straight up an amazing thing that you do. So
Yeah.
I think it's awesome to talk about it. Jerry, how about you?
Well, I'm GM Gerrymander on Twitter, Facebook, Gmail. You can catch me Tuesday nights for the time being as one of the co-hosts of the Misdirected Mark podcast. If you're listening to this live in April, tomorrow night's episode is about how to deal with failure in gaming. What happens when players and GMs fail at roles. Other than that, I'm spending my days just working with my company. We're doing a lot of disinfection and bacterial and Legionella prevention. Um, and I'm still kind of reworking a game for Encoded Designs or an adventure for Encoded Designs 1 engine. So those are the things I'm working on right now. Nutrition and gaming a lot. So,
Fantastic.
and how about you, Jesse?
I am Doc Palindrome wherever you can find Doc Palindromes, which is basically all the social medias and everything like that. I'm gonna throw a special plug out there. I've been doing a thing on TikTok where I give comic recommendations up to 4 times a week for any of the comic book streaming services. I know comics really, really well, so I like to talk about that. Um, and that's Doc Palindrome. It's the only thing I'm doing on TikTok. I'm not going to do any duets with anybody or anything like that. I also I'm going to plug Down with D&D again. I'll be on that this coming week. And then I also want to plug our Twitter and Instagram, FMG Casters. You can find us on those. Misdirected Mark Productions on YouTube is the channel that this is going to be on. Weapon X does our theme song. That's the band that does that rockin' theme that's out there. And I want to give a very special thanks to Kevin, our producer, who's awesome,
Yay,
who
Kevin.
makes all the noises happen, who is in the background, just does an awesome job. And I want to thank the three of you, my heroes, this week and every week. And thanks for all of us. Stay safe out there. Stay cool. Hey, if you want to play a game, just search around for people that will play games online with you. If there's not like experienced GMs in your area, you can find them. And there are people that will do it and teach you, play games. Like there's people on this show that will run games for people and, flip them some cash because it's it's a whole thing. And let's create a whole new industry out of it. Why not?
You can deliver a pizza to my door, and I am all over. I'll run whatever game you want. Yes.
Fantastic. And that's us, FM gamers. We out.